So round 11 sees me paired with Seth Lipkin. Round 11 is the fourth round of the day, and so importantly, it means that lunch is after this game. And once again, we're going to see that that's a factor here. If you saw round 4, round 3 too, you saw how I play right before lunch. I get hungry. I'm paired with Seth Lipkin. Seth is just one of the all-around great people in Scrabble. Such a nice guy. It's always a pleasure to play him. But also, I just always seem to bag Seth when I play him. I draw so well all the time. Uh, the first time I played Seth, I set down Erg on my opening move and stared at it for a while, and then set down OTIC behind it and bingoed for 78 or whatever that scores. Not too sportsmanlike. I was trying to make a joke, and I still feel bad. It's not a funny joke to be on the other end of. This game, I'm going first again, and my first 5 tiles out of the bag are AERST. So it's I'm gonna bingo again, and I picked up RS to go with it. So there's a couple bingos in there: arrests, rasters, and starers. And I have about 1 second to decide, am I going to make that horrible joke on Seth the second time or not? And I took the classy move here. I decided not to. I just put down, I'm sorry, that's not what I played. I played starers. I don't know what I'm doing right here. I put down starers for 68. It's okay, good job, me. Woo, I played a baby bingo. Seth comes back with japes. And my post bingo draw is AEESTTX. So, Japes gives me a spot to bomb the X for a good amount of points. It doesn't really seem like I'm not going to do that. So I played Tax pretty quickly. EEST seems solid. But Quackle also recommends EX right here. And I kind of have this blindness to double letters. I think I showed you guys that in video 1. But I really don't like keeping duplicates of a letter, except, like E's maybe. But AESTT is actually fine, totally fine, because there's so much in there to stabilize it. EST works really well together. T's just together don't seem to be that bad if you're trying to bingo and you have the right stuff to try and bingo. And Quackle actually has these plays. If you sim it long enough, these are just almost identical. So I don't think I made a mistake by playing Tax, but it's a kind of play where dang, I wish I were a little bit better at Scrabble so that I would consider plays like X, because I just immediately brushed this off as a worse version of this, but really they're nearly the same. So maybe against someone like Nigel Richards, where I really do want to bingo again as fast as possible, I'll go with the slightly more volatile option of EX. It's a little bit more of a bingo or die type play. You can see that in the sim details, right? Our next turn, we're bingoing 12% more often. But we're banking some points now to do that, and we're potentially giving up bigger plays to Seth. If I could go back against this opponent, I would play Tax again. Against almost any opponent, I would play Tax again, but like Nigel Richards maybe, or somebody who just has my number for one reason or another. Or if I'm in a situation where I need to win a game by 150, I think I should play X in those situations, and take the extra variance there. I just wish I were smarter and didn't play so fast. Seth comes back with Drill, and I pull EELRSTZ, and I was so ecstatic to draw this because there's a 7 in there. It's Seltzer, and I was all ready to play Seltzers here, just to try and muck up this side of the board a little bit more, whatever, keep the plays on this side where there's already some stuff. But I played so fast that I didn't even think that I should play Seltzers on this side instead. And in hindsight, I should definitely play Seltzers going from the S and not to the S, because it's harder to hit 8s through the L and through the T, because Seth played Drill. Seltzers over here also knocks out the Drill's hook. So, with a lead, you want to be more defensive, and this is the more offensive of the options. And I just went way too fast. So that was kind of dumb of me. Seth spins a while and plays Smorg. I believe he told me his additional tiles were SFW. So there's this obscure Froust here that leaves the S open. I don't know if you can actually make that play. But Seth went with Smorg holding the FSW. I picked DGIINRU. And there's really just one decent option here. That's Grizz right here. I don't really want to get caught up fishing for a bingo on a board where bingos aren't really super likely to happen without an S. I really just want to score as much as I can, especially with the leave. So Grizz comes down for 28 points. And remember Seth's leave of SFW. He picks up EMOU to go with it. And that actually bingos. And Seth finds Whamafoos, which is just beautiful. 67 points. FUW. I don't care. I'm going to bingo on you. And I pulled what I thought was going to be a really difficult rack, DIILNUV. I was just like, how do I play this? Seth is back in the game. He's only down 60. I've got IIUV. I'd like to clear up this rack as well as I can. And finally, right at the end, I discover, wait, diluvion. I'm pretty sure that's a word. There's something like that, right? There's diluvian and diluvium or something like that. There's a lot of like diluvia words. Diluvia, diluvian, and diluvion, in fact, are all good. So I wasn't 100% sure that this was good, and Seth has a reputation for being very good with words, so I was grimacing a little bit like, this might get challenged off, this will be so bad. But then Seth just sighed, and I'm like, whew, okay, that is a word, good. And then one of the craziest things happens here. Seth plays pen right here for 17, and I pulled ACINOV blank. And this is an anagram that I mess up all the time. I was looking at bingos using either this E right here or this D right here. And I always mess up this when I'm studying words. ACDEINOV. I can never remember if this is voidance or if this is co-invade. And I guess wrong like half the time. Or I did. I'll never mess it up after this game again. I had talked myself into it being voidance, but then Seth put this down. He put the DE here, and that allows me to play co-invaded right here for 104 because the C drops right there, the V drops right there, and I'm like, I'm not sure which one is right, but co-invaded is 104, and even if he challenges it off, I have voidance, and now I know that it's voidance. I know there's a bingo in here, I just can't remember what it is. Or I have volcanic over here, or like Corvinas through the R. Like, I'm going to get a bingo down next turn practically no matter what. So I'll go ahead and roll the dice with my 104-point play. And if Seth knows that it's not a word, whatever, it'll come back. And it is invalid, but Seth made a rare word knowledge lapse for Seth and let it go. And it turns out TWL just had the new word co-invest added to it. Very recently, and so Seth confused co-invade and co-invest and thought I just played that new word. But I catch a huge break there because if that comes back, Seth can score well, and I'll still bingo, but, you know, I'm basically 100% to win this game now, and I'd be 90 or 95 otherwise. And so this is also going to net me a ton of spread afterward. Seth lets it go and plays Fib. He didn't even hold the play, too, which was shocking to me. But hey, I don't know any words. I'm not trying to vilify anybody for not knowing words. I pull ACDHNQU, and it's just one of those games where like you draw everything. You draw 4 bingos in the first 6 turns, and then you pick up the Q, but you get the U to go with it. Geez, come on now. I did see the possibility that maybe Seth can score like 60 points here, and then set up a dangerous hook underneath it. And like that's basically the worst thing that can happen. So just to be safe, I play Cannot here with no S's unseen. Basically, Seth can't open up the board in that way anymore. But like, you know, a horrible play like SIENU or S Sinui or whatever, like that would score 9 gazillion points. I know there are no unseen S's, but that's terrifying. Even a play like that is scary because it opens up that triple word at the bottom. So I just decided, whatever, let's just knock out the line. I know there are other ways to get rid of the Q here that score a little bit better and keep a little bit better, but I'm okay holding the U now and just making sure the worst case scenario doesn't happen. I'm probably going to end up squandering a lot of spread this game, just making sure the worst case scenarios don't happen, but that's how it goes. Seth bingos with toweling to catch up. He's now only down 165. ACDEHIU is my poll, and I see that there are a lot of vowels unseen. Again, just another game this morning. I think all 4 of my games this morning have had really weird vowel consonant ratios going on. So I decide, whatever, I'll play adieu. He can't triple because Wemafuz blocks that triple up there. I'll hold CH and get ready for the storm of vowels that's about to come in. Seth plays yawn. And at this point, we're both hungry. We both know this game is over, and we're just playing as quick as we can to go eat lunch. ACDEHOW is my rack. There's actually a really sick play here. It's Rowan, which holds CDEH, which is great with all the vowels unseen. Or I could just play up here, whatever. But I overthought this one and went too fast and just played cower to try and hold, hold consonants that are going to score for the rest of the game. Just lazy play by me. Seth drops KUE. I do pick up all those vowels I anticipated pulling. I drop ODIC, just again keeping some consonants, getting rid of some vowels and scoring in the process. Seth drops ABY. I draw this rack. I feel like I draw this rack like all the time. It's weather, where at, and wreath. And there's actually some sick 8s you can make with an A weather, haw eater, and wheat eater. So 2 different sets of 3 with AEE, HRTW, and then maybe another A, 7s or 8s. I didn't play the end game right. Quackle found a really sick sequence here. Or if I play hotter, however you pronounce that word right here, I'm guaranteed a bunch of points on my outplay because I can drop EW right there underneath, or I can just drop EW up there. I didn't see that sequence. I just went ahead and played this so that Seth and I can go get lunch, and I'm not going to be a bad sport. I saw that no matter, I'm basically guaranteed an outplay with that because EEW and EEEW and all that. And then Seth, he just drops POH here, and that gives me U's here, but I did have EEEW as an out as well. So he can't really block. I guess he could have tried it. Like if he really wanted to, he could have, but whatever. That's the game. I picked up a ton more spread. I was already in 10th coming into this game, so this is going to accelerate me to a pretty high placement and picked up even more spread. So I'm now, 7-4, and I have a ton of spread too. Like I think I cracked the top 6 or something after this game. So, just a couple hot games, a couple good draws of nationals early in the tournament, you can be right in the thick of things. So that's where I'm at now. That was my game against Seth. Thank you for watching, and adios.